Welcome to 221B, or as we like to say in the UK, 221B Baker Street, the home of Sherlock Holmes, now turned into the Sherlock Holmes Museum. And this is one of those videos that's been requested for some time on the channel, so I managed to get down there. Now I'm going to say right from the very start, there's all sorts of memorabilia. We didn't go into the gift shop, but what we really wanted to do is to show you the house. Now the other thing as well is the video is very, very limited. Basically, you're not allowed to take video in here. So the bits that I have got videoed are sort of surreptitiously filmed, and what I have got though, and they do let you do, is take photos. So we got lots and lots of photos for you. Right, I'm going to give you a hint right from the very start. Let's just give you a tip. Go do the guided tour to start with, which is a 10-minute overview starting on the first floor, and then go up to the third floor and then work your way down, because it's the first floor that most people stay at. So here we're on the third floor. You saw statues of various actors that have played Sherlock Holmes, and in this room you saw the Hound of the Baskervilles there. You saw a timeline, and you also see here in the cabinet some of the literary books, etc., and various other bits and pieces that you've got. This is all on the third floor. Now in this room on the third floor you've also got Conan Doyle's writing room, which is filled with the sounds of his voice, which comes from the gramophone player as he recalls his life in writing. You can hear Doyle talk about the man who inspired Sherlock Holmes and how the great stories told to him by his mother in his childhood at Edinburgh home started a love of writing that lasted an absolute lifetime and gave us one of the world's most beloved authors. Now, if you've read a lot of the Conan Doyle books, or are a massive fan of the Sherlock Holmes films, or the series, of course, that the BBC did with Benedict Cumberbatch in, then you're going to absolutely love doing this tour. It's on 3 floors, that's the first, second and third floors. And once you've done the small guided tour, which is right at the beginning, which lasts probably about 5 to 10 minutes, you're free to walk around the house as you want to, which is why we would suggest start at the top, work your way down whilst everyone else is doing exactly the opposite. And that's why we haven't got loads and loads of people crammed around. So I would really suggest doing it, and then you can stay in the house as long as you like. Right, we've got a bit of video here from the hallway, and even in the hallway they've managed to cram it. There you go. That's the gong for dinner, which was once sounded by Mrs. Hudson. You've got an old style, well, Hoover or sweeper as it was known in those days, and you've got various paintings on the walls, plus also you've got a sort of servant boy in the corner. Now here on the second floor you've got 2 rooms. It's Mrs. Hudson's room, which is the one we're in now, and Dr. Watson's neat and orderly bedroom. So we'll have a look at that in just 1 second. Now both of these rooms are used as exhibition rooms, displaying items connected with the stories and also their characters, including fascinating medical books, instruments, military medals, ladies' etiquette manuals. Also, yes, some of them a little bit more grisly than others. There you go. This is the voodoo fetish from the house of Mr. Garcia, found in one of the stories that's there. You've got other common objects with 19th century life and mementos of Sherlock's famous cases. And that also, whilst you're here, you can sign the guest book of Mrs. Hudson, which is on the window, and you can sign and you can put your comments exactly what you think about it. But just have a look at some of the things in the cabinet here. And interestingly, some of these are replicated in the gift shop downstairs. Well, who wouldn't miss an opportunity? So once again, I'm going to reiterate, we can't take much in the way of video because you're not allowed to take video inside. Hence, it's a good collection of photos, but it really gives you an idea of what you can come and see here. And some of the memorabilia as well, including, I love that, the pipe, the deerstalker hat, also the magnifying glass, a lovely little letter there. And of course, if you want to have a look at any of these closer, just hit pause on the YouTube video and have a good read. Although I'm not sure what the bird thinks about being stuffed underneath this table. The other great thing about this museum, as you can see, there's plenty of space to have a walk around, providing you separate from the rest of the groups, because if everyone's in the same room, it is packed. But you're allowed to go around, have a look, and everything has got labels by the side of it. And I just love this from one of the cases, the gun hidden in the book there. Brilliant. Now, speaking of cases, there's all different types of things here which have been put in as part of the stories. Some of them are a little bit more grisly than others, like the severed ears of a couple of the people, and there's something else which we didn't even show, but it's like a finger joint. So we thought, no, tell you what, we'll keep that out of there and we'll keep this family clean. But of course, if you're coming here, you'll be able to take this in. Now, would I recommend this? If you are a Sherlock Holmes fan, I cannot recommend coming here enough, because you will absolutely love it. If you're not, and you know a bit about Sherlock Holmes, I think you'll enjoy it as well. For me, I'm not a Sherlock Holmes fan, but I enjoyed it myself, just purely got into the whole part of it. The people here that take you around are all dressed in the sort of the 19th century get-up, and all make you feel part of it as well. So it is well worth coming to do. The entrance fee is £20, so you've got to think about it. Yes, it's London prices, and it's coming into a small house, but if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, you won't bat an eyelid, especially as it's 221B Baker Street. Now here, we're still on the second floor, but this is the bedroom, or this is the room of Dr. Watson. So as you're looking round what Dr. Watson had in his room, according to Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson actually lived in this lodging house at 221B Baker Street with the landlady, Mrs. Hudson, from about 1881 to 1904. Now, the building itself is typical of a Victorian architecture, and the rooms are fairly small and crowded with lots of the authentic furniture and furnishings, and they have gone out and they've got the authentic furnishings from that time. So you've got to be really, really careful with this stuff, and they do make sure you don't sit on areas, and they keep areas clear as well, such as this area, because we're now on the first floor. This is the main lounge. So now we're on the first floor, and this is the lounge of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And you can see here you've got various desks. You've got a copy of the Times from 1881 on the desk. Yeah, once again, they really have gone authentic with it. And then you've got various bits around the room. Now, a lot of the room is closed off that you can't go into because it's got so many priceless things. You've got on there, can you see that VR for Victoria, when Queen Victoria was on the throne? And then next door, you've also got the bedroom of Sherlock Holmes as well, and this is meant to be one of the original deerstalker hats in this box here. So you've got staff on hand on every single floor, and that's for a couple of reasons. One, to make sure people don't touch anything, which they shouldn't do, also to make sure people aren't videoing, which they're not allowed to do as well, but also to answer your questions about Sherlock Holmes. Now, what they've actually done is this townhouse was actually built in 1815 and is a Grade 2 listed building because of its architecture and historical interest. So after serving many decades as a lodging house, the building opens its house as a Sherlock Holmes museum in 1990 because of the address. And then since then, thousands of people have come from all over the world to find out about the detective. And the whole place has been lovingly recreated in each room of the house as described by Conan Doyle in his novels. So basically, anything you recognise is because you know Sherlock Holmes so well, and you'll recognise all of the different bits from the different novels. But it really is a fantastic place, 221B. And of course, you can have your picture taken outside with a deerstalker hat on as well. And then right next door, you go, you've got the Sherlock Holmes Museum, where you've actually got the souvenir books and antiques and various other bits and pieces. But then again, if you really want to, there you go, there's the blue plaque up top. A great little museum for all Sherlock Holmes fans. Hope you enjoyed.